Welcome along to MNRL Kart 1985 Championship for round 7. Track temperature 42 degrees and it's dry out there for now. That's the quickest Sector 3 we've seen. Darrell Kruger. Trouble for Norm Gruff in AM. Let's see what happened. Back 11 AM, Frank Radosti now P4. Welcome along to NARS 2026 IndyCar Championship for round 9. Track temperature 42 degrees and it's dry out there for now. Trouble for Gilles Lalonde in PRO. Carl Shaw has problems in AM. In AM, Karl Struhl tops the times, 1:01.2.
Right.
Sorry, Carl.
AM leader, Norm Gruff, 1:01.2. In PRO, Daniel Kirby goes fastest with a 59.6. Issues for Michael Lock in PRO. Let's see what happened. Back living PRO, Dino Lombardi now P2. Here's the replay. And we're back live, PRO, Dino Lombardi up to P2. In AM, Karl Struhl tops the times, 1:01.2. The lap times are starting to drop off for James Boders. PRO leader, Daniel Kirby, 58.7.
Hey, everybody, finish off your lap. Come on back in. It's now 9 o'clock and time for the race brief. Okay, good. A small but select crowd out tonight. Second of the doubleheader for the racing at Portland Kart on Tuesday, and now we've got the IndyCars tonight, and we've got a 56 total lap race with the pace lap, which will be behind the pace car. 15 minutes worth of qualifying everybody out at the same time. Weather's live. And we have an orange zone that is in operation today from the start finish all the way through to turn 7, which is that right-hander onto the back straight. The start process tonight is going to be behind the pace car, so we'll all be lined up. Pace car will come out from the pit. Everyone moves off in double file, gets behind the pace car, do the zippering if you need to through the chicanes, and just follow the pace car. It's about 100 kilometers an hour, so not a bad pace. Get through to the final corner there, which is turn 11, I think it is, turn 12. And so as we come back onto turn 12, it is a fast green, so just keep yourself tuned up there for what's going on. And you'll be receiving instructions from RF2 all the way along as to where you should be and what you should be doing. And you'll see the green on your screen, and that is the sign for everyone to start racing. Orange zone, of course, cold tires, heavy car. T1, 2, 3 is going to be very entertaining. So just, be mindful of the fact that pack is bunched up a great deal for that. And orange zone, obviously, if you do cause an incident and it goes to IRR, I will be reviewing the orange zone afterwards. And if it goes to the IRR and you're found guilty, the stewards, of course, will penalize you more heavily than for other times in the race. And just a reminder, the penalties will be added as time penalties to this race at the end. In the orange zone, in the pace lap, you can of course use drag your brakes and warm them up, but no weaving and no hard acceleration or braking. Just keep it nice and steady so that we get a good start. No penalties are outstanding from the last race, and so any RF2 penalties that get in the race, obviously you have to serve them properly. And away you go. And I did say if you do get a steward penalty, it'll be applied after the race. If you fail to finish properly, you have a DNF or DQ, the race will be served as an active penalty in our next IndyCar race that you race in. Blue flag. Everyone, I think, is clear on the blue flag. It's don't obstruct. Do not get in the way of a car that is trying to pass you. Doesn't mean you have to get out of the way. In fact, don't get out of the way. Run your racing line, but be mindful of what's going on. And the driver that's making the pass, make sure you signal your intentions. Get through the pass safely. Pick a good place to do it, and away you go. A little bit of give and take from the driver being passed and passing. It's a little bit of a dance out there to allow the pace to have. If you see the pass is coming, just accept it and work with it. You don't have to facilitate it, but don't get in the way of it. For the pit entry, it is on the exit of 12, so make sure you're well right coming into the final corner and get into the lane. It's fairly short, and you do have to get down to the pit speed limiter speed, which is 60, and trundle your way along the pit lane. In the fast lane, please don't go into the box or anything like that. When you get close to your box, it's indicated by the red arrows. Down you go into your pit, get your servicing, and then away you go again. And when you come out, make sure you're staying right and filter back into the traffic carefully. The traffic that's on a hot lap, be mindful of traffic coming out from the pit and going into T1, which is always exciting. Make sure you're giving each other racing room as you get back together. Full course yellow, it has been implemented for this race, so we'll see what happens. And push to pass is available for the race only. 150 seconds total and max 15 seconds per lap. A reminder, you do need to use both the alternates and the primaries during this race. I will be checking afterwards. If you do get involved in an incident, as usual, golden rule, give it back to the driver you hit as soon as possible in a safe place to do so. And I think everyone's clear on IRRs and the general competition rules on the CMS website. You have between 12 and 60 hours after the race, and I'll get the replay up in the folder right away to submit an IR if you wish to. Escape always means your race is over. You do not pass go. Do not collect any points for the race. If you do have an issue and you want to try to get back in the race, Control Delete or Alt F4 or disconnect your cable. Get back into the sim and see what you can do so you can race for points, because you do have to finish to get points. Any questions? Should be a fun race. Daniel is always embarrassingly fast up there with JT. Okay. If we don't have any questions, and I will thank at this point right now, since it's up and running, Ross for the broadcast. He's here every week, week in, week out, giving us our broadcast. And also Eric Jacobs, who's been doing a lot of work on the Battle Director to move the cameras around and provide commentary. So I hope you do watch the replay after, or the stream afterwards, to see some of the work that's being done. And well done, Eric. Thank you. Okay, with no further ado, I will move us forward to the quality session and we'll get going. And remember, as always, it's mics off, except for safety for both the queue and the race.
That's practice. On to qualifying now. 15 minutes to find the limit. This is NARS 2026 IndyCar Championship, round 9. Clear and dry to begin, 26 degrees ambient. Shea Tammy going for a time. Daniel Kirby on a hot lap.
Thank you.
Out on a flyer, Karl Struhel. No improvement for Norm Graf in AM, stays P2. Daryl Kruger stays P4 in AM after that lap. Frank Radosti cannot improve in AM, remains P3. No improvement for Michael Lott in PRO, stays P3. That's the quickest Sector 1 we've seen, J. Tammy. Daniel Kirby moves up to P2 in class, 59.9. Norm Graf improves in AM with a 101.6. James Bowders goes P5 in AM, 103.0. Frank Radosti moves up to P5 in class, 101.7. A 22.0 first sector for Daryl Kruger, 0.7 seconds off the fastest so far, and a personal best. In AM, Karl Struhel goes fastest with a 101.1. That's 0.52 quicker than Norm Graf. Good first sector for Matthew Overton, a 21.1, 0.7 seconds off the fastest, but a personal best. Norm Graf continues to improve through Sector 1. Daryl Kruger improves in AM with a 101.9.
Sorry.
Watch the incident. We rejoin the AM action, Daryl Kruger running P4. Karl Strohal keeps provisional pole in AM after that lap. Daryl Kruger stays P4 in AM after that lap. James Bowders sets a personal best through Sector 3, chasing the car ahead for P4 in class. James Bowders lights up Sector 1, 21.7, quickest of the lot, and a personal best. J. Tammy improves his first sector to 20.5, a personal best. Daniel Kirby tops the first sector with a 20.3, quickest so far and up on his own best. You could set your watch by Daryl Kruger's lap times under pressure from James Bowders for P4 in class. Dino Lombardi cannot improve in PRO, remains P6. In PRO, J. Tammy tops the times, 59.1. That's 0.13 quicker than Daniel Kirby. Michael Lott goes P3 in PRO, 59.3. Gilles Lalonde through Sector 1 in 20.9, 0.3 seconds off the quickest, but a personal best. Impressive consistency from Daryl Kruger, under pressure from James Bowders for P4 in class. Remarkably consistent from James Bowders, chasing the car ahead for P4 in class. Let's see what happened. Priya Lalonde in trouble. Backlive in PRO, Matthew Overton, now P5. That's Karl Strohal's best Sector 1 of the session. No improvement for Daryl Kruger in AM, stays P4. Dino Lombardi improves in Sector 1. Norm Graf is struggling to maintain the pace. Norm Graf's pace is fading under pressure from Daryl Kruger for P3 in class. Sector 1 for Gilles Lalonde, 21.0, 0.6 seconds off the class best, but a personal best. Karl Struhe holds onto provisional pole in AM. Piro leader, Daniel Kirby 58.9. A new personal best Sector 1 there for Gilles Lalonde. Normgraf stays P3 in AM after that lap. A 20.5 for J. Tammy through Sector 1, the quickest anyone has managed, and a personal best. J. Tammy moves up to P2 in class 59.0. You could set your watch by Matthew Overton's lap times. A 21.4 first sector for Dino Lombardi, 0.8 seconds off the fastest so far and a personal best. Karl Struhe lights up Sector 1, 21.1, quickest of the lot and a personal best. On the replay now. And we're back live. PRO Daniel Kirby up to P1. Karl Struhe is in a real groove metronome laps. Sector 1 improvement for Darrell Kruger. Sector 1 for Karl Struhe, 21.1, up on his own best. Minutes to go. Good first sector for Darrell Kruger, a 21.7, 0.6 seconds off the fastest, but a personal best. Impressive consistency from Karl Struhe. Darrell Kruger improves in AM with a 1:01.4. A 21.2 first sector for Karl Struhe, and that's a personal best. Sector 1 for Michael Lock, 20.5, the fastest first sector we've seen, and up on his own best. 1 minute remaining. You could set your watch by J. Tammy's lap times. Daniel Kirby stays quickest in PRO, no gain, still on top. Michael Lock sets a personal best through Sector 1. PRO qualifying done, and around 2.4 seconds separates pole from the slowest classified runner. In AM, pole to the back of the field is about 1.4 seconds. PR results: Daniel Kirby in the number 90 IR 18 on pole with 58.9. Chi Tammy second, Michael Lock third. Now for AM, Carl Struhl in the number 42 IR 18 takes pole with 1:01.0. Frank Radosti and Daryl Kruger complete the top three. Our coverage of NARS 2026 IndyCar Championship on Champion Motorsports.
Well, nice laps, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
And normal suspects at the top, Daniel, JT, and Mika taking the top three. For the pros, and then Carl, Frank, and Daryl at the top of the AM pack. And not really a whole lot, even so it's a short track. Still, it's a pretty good grouping. Nicely done, everybody. 10 minutes to get used to a heavy car again, and then we're ready to roll.
Warm-up session underway. 10 minutes to prepare. That's qualifying. Welcome to NARS 2026 IndyCar Championship, Round 9. Good conditions to start with, dry track and 39 degrees on the surface.
Matt, you see even Dino's times were identical.
The cockpit view keeps changing.
Map a different button.
Was that James? Is it when you come in and out? Is it at that maximum point of view, or you can't see anything, or what's it?
No,
change?
it's like when the server synchronizes, it alters the view, the field of view.
Carl Struhl has problems in AM. Here's the replay. We rejoin the PRO action, Daniel Kirby running P1. Issues for James Boders in AM. Let's see what happened. Backlive in PRO, Daniel Kirby now P1. On the replay now. And we're back live. PRO, Daniel Kirby up to P1. Priya Rogilanon in trouble. Watch the incident. We rejoin the AM action, Norm Graf running P4. The track temperature has moved to 40 degrees.
Hey everybody, that's the end of the session. Make sure you have your race setups loaded.
That's the
And
end of
see
the
how long
warm-up.
this race will be. Know that Daniel and JT are going to do their darndest along with Mika to try and make this less than an hour if possible. See what happens.
Ten second.
And now
Daniel Kirby
5.
under pressure from Jay Tammy for the class lead. Welcome along to NARS 2026 IndyCar Championship for round 9. And here we have the grid for today's race. 11 cars across 2 classes. Beginning with PRO.
Remember, we've got the pace car,
Daniel
and
Kirby
then
leads
it's
PRO in the number
on
90
green.
IR 18. At P2, JT Tammy in the number 202 IR 18. Michael Locke in the number 202 IR 18 P3. P4, Gilles Lalonde in the number 203 IR 18. Dino Lombardi, number 174 IR 18 P5. Matthew Overton in the number 174 IR 18 P6. Next up, AM, top of AM, Karl Struhal in the number 42 IR 18. P2, Frank Radosti in the number 403 IR 18. At P3, Daryl Kruger in the number 404 IR 18. Norm Graf, number 1 IR 18 P4. P5, James Bowders in the number 92 IR 18.
Get set, everyone have a good time.
Good luck, everybody.
The Positor takes the green. Norm Graf moves into P1 in AM. Lead change in PRO. Jet Tammy is now P1. Daniel Kirby takes the lead in PRO. Matthew Overton holds P2 in PRO. On board with Dino Lombardi, catching the AM of Karl Struhal. Track temperature 42 degrees and it's dry out there for now. On board with Frank Radosti, chasing Darrell Kruger for third. Frank Radosti still chasing James Bowders for second in class. Here's Frank Radosti's pass on Darrell Kruger in AM. Returning to Frank Radosti in the AM fight. On board with Jay Tamey, catching the AM of Norm Graf. Here's that PRO pass by Dino Lombardi on Gilles Lalonde. Back living PRO Micah Locke, now P4. On board with Micah Locke, chasing Jake Tammy for third. In AM, Norm Graf goes fastest with a 101.6. James Bowders under pressure from Frank Radosti for second in class. Another look at JT Tammy overtaking Matthew Overton in PRO. Back living AM, and Norm Graf is right in the thick of it. Norm Graf closing on the PRO of Micah Locke. On board with Frank Radosti, chasing James Bowders for second. Let's see Micah Locke's move on Matthew Overton in PRO. And we're back live, AM Frank Radosti up to P3. Carl Struhl through an AM. Now P3. Here's Carl Struhl's pass on Frank Radosti in AM. And we're back live. AM, Norm Graf right in the mix. Norm Graf still in the thick of it, second lap of this scrap. On board with Gilles Lalonde catching the aim of Carl Struhl. Carl Struhl under pressure from Frank Radosti for third in class. The lap times are starting to drop off for Frank Radosti. Darrell Kruger consistently faster through the first sector. Nothing between them. Tammy still in the fight for second in class, second lap of this scrap. That's where Darrell Kruger's making time through the first sector. On board with Dino Lombardi catching the AM of Norm Graf. Daryl Kruger is quicker through the first sector. On board with Dino Lombardi reeling in the AM of Norm Graf. On board with Frank Radosti chasing Karl Struhal for third. The first sector is where Daryl Kruger pulls away. That's where Daryl Kruger is making time through the first sector. James Bowders still in the fight for second in class, second lap of this scrap. Gilles Lalonde right on the gearbox, wheel to wheel, 0.3 seconds back. The gap is stretching out for Gilles Lalonde. Gilles Lalonde has the advantage at the first sector. J. Tammy still in the fight for second in class, second lap of this scrap. J. Tammy still in the fight for second in class, third lap of this scrap. Michael Lock is quicker through the first sector. Michael Lock all over J. Tammy for second. JT Tammy is in a real groove, metronome laps. That's where Michael Lock is making time through the first sector. Remarkably consistent from J. Tammy. Michael Lock has the advantage at the first sector. J. Tammy chasing Daniel Kirby for the class lead. And still right there in the fight for the class lead, second lap of this scrap. Daniel Kirby slides back one position to P2 in PRO. J. Tammy is quicker on the power out of the final sector. Daniel Kirby extending the lead. Michael Lock consistently faster through the first sector. You could set your watch by JT Tammy's lap times. The first sector is where JT Tammy pulls away. Daniel Kirby has been quicker, pulling away. fastest Sector 2 of the session, Daniel Kirby. Michael Locke gets a better exit from the final sector. Daniel Kirby chasing Jay Tammy for the class lead. Into the PRO lead. That's where Jay Tammy is making time through the first sector. On board with Michael Locke, hunting second. Michael Locke gets it done, into P2 in PRO. Another look at Michael Locke overtaking Jay Tammy in PRO. We rejoin the AM order, James Bowders in a fast-changing fight. On board with James Bowders, catching the PRO of Gilles Lalonde.
Come on through, Matthew.
Dino Lombardi is pulling away, gap up by 0.7 seconds. Carl Struhor has the edge on entry to the first sector. Michael Locke has cut the gap by 0.6 seconds. Michael Locke consistently faster through the first sector. Gilles Lalonde all over Dino Lombardi for fifth. And still right there in the fight for fifth in class, second lap of this scrap. James Bowders closing on the PRO of Gilles Lalonde. Gilles Lalonde right up behind, only 0.3 seconds in it. Gilles Lalonde has had over a minute of this duel and still no way through. We're at the halfway mark, 27 laps to go. Tough spell for Gilles Lalonde, now P5 in PRO. Trouble for Gilles Lalonde in PRO. Here's the replay. Closing on the AM of Karl Struhol. We rejoin the AM action. Karl Struhol running P3. On board with Karl Struhol, chasing James Bowders for seconds. Karl Struhol is quicker through the first sector. Karl Struhol still slipping, third in class now, down from the class lead. Dino Lombardi holding P5. Still no way through. Karl Struhol still in the fight for second in class, second lap of this scrap. On board now, chasing James Bowders for second. Karl Struhol still in the fight for second in class, third lap of this scrap. Here's something interesting we missed. Back live in PRO, Daniel Kirby now P1. Daniel Kirby still in the fight for the class lead. Second lap of this scrap. Daniel Kirby maintaining P1. And still right there in the fight for the class lead. Third lap of this scrap. Issues for Gilles Lalonde in PRO. On the replay now. And we're back live. PRO Michael locked up to P2. Gap now 8.2 seconds for Michael Lock. While the action has quieted down, let's revisit an earlier moment. We rejoin the PRO action, Daniel Kirby running P1. Impressive consistency from Daniel Kirby. Matthew Overton is making time through the middle sector. G. Tammy still in the fight for third in class. Second lap of this scrap. While we were elsewhere, Gilles Lalonde stopped on track on lap 30. Back living PRO, Daniel Kirby now P1. Norm Graf in trouble. Norm Graf is faster in, but Karl Struhel gets the better exit from the first and final sectors. Karl Struhel still under pressure from James Boders for second in class. Watch the incident. And we're back live. James Boders up to P3. James Boders all over Karl Struhel for second. Norm Graf had a significant problem on lap 36. Here's what we missed. We rejoined the AM action. Daryl Kruger running P4. Daryl Kruger all over James Boders for third. The first sector is where Daryl Kruger pulls away. Daniel Kirby is in a real groove, metronome laps. Let's look back at when Gilles Lalonde came to a halt on lap 35. Back living PRO, Michael Lock now P2. Michael Lock and J. Tammy trading advantages through the first and final sectors. Michael Lock moves into P1 in PRO. Norm Graf with the entry, Karl Struhel with the exit of the first and final sectors. And still right there in the thick of it, second lap of this scrap. Norm Graf brakes later. Karl Struhel exits faster at the first and final sectors. Let's look back at something we missed earlier. And we're back live. PRO Michael Lock up to P2. Jay Tammy consistently faster through the first sector. Michael Lock still in the fight for second in class, third lap of this scrap. Jay Tammy has the advantage at the first sector. Ten laps remaining. On board with Daryl Kruger, catching the PRO of Gilles Lalonde. Gilles Lalonde right with the AM Daryl Kruger now. Gilles Lalonde has problems in PRO. Let's see what happened. We rejoin the PRO action. Daniel Kirby running P1. Daniel Kirby still in the fight for the class lead, second lap of this scrap. Issues for Frank Radosti in AM. Frank Radosti accelerating harder from the final sector. Matthew Overton, up to 4th in class, started 6th in class. Here's that PRO pass by Jay Tammy on Michael Lock. Back living PRO Daniel Kirby, now P1. While we were elsewhere, Frank Radusty stopped on track on lap 43. And we're back live, PRO Michael Lock up to P3. Michael Lock still in the fight for 2nd in class, 2nd lap of this scrap. Michael Lock and Matthew Overton trading time through the 1st and final sectors. Daniel Kirby has found some pace in the last few laps. Five laps to go. G. Tammy's quicker on the power out of the final sector. J. Tammy still in the fight for the class lead, 2nd lap of this scrap. GT Tammy still in the fight for the class lead, third lap of this scrap. That's where GT Tammy is making time through the first sector. And still right there in the fight for second in class, third lap of this scrap. Two left. Daniel Kirby braking deeper into the first sector. One lap remaining. Watch the braking into the first sector. Daniel Kirby is later there. James Bowders under pressure from Darrell Kruger for third in class. Darrell Kruger in trouble. Here's the replay. Race complete. On to cool down. Daniel Kirby takes the PRO win, a first win for Daniel Kirby in the rounds we've seen. We've joined the PRO action, Daniel Kirby running P1. Second in PRO goes to Jay Tammy, a first podium for Jay Tammy since we started covering this season. P3 in PRO, Micah Locke, his first podium since we've been watching. Victory in AM for Norm Graf, runner-up in AM, Karl Struhal. Third in AM is James Bowders. Matthew Overton home P4 in PRO. That's all from NARS 2026 IndyCar Championship, brought to you by Champion Motorsports. Thanks for watching. Filling out the PRO order, P5 Dino Lombardi.
That's everybody.
On to the rest of the PRO field. P6, Julie Lalonde.
Thanks
Darrell
very much,
Kruger home
Daniel.
P4
Congratulations
in AM.
on the win,
Filling out
JT
the
and
AM
Mika.
order,
I think
P5
that's the
Frank
order
Rodosty.
of March for the start too, so well done there. And then Norm, storming up to take the AM win with Carl and James second and third. Good race, everybody. Saw a couple of offs there, a couple places, but looked pretty clean all around except for the start, which I'm going to go back and have a look at.
Yeah, I mowed plenty of grass.
Yeah, sorry about that, Micah and Daniel. That was on me at the start.
No worries. I didn't even know what happened.
I don't think I hit anyone, but
You just went
it was
I
broadside.
didn't have any damage or anything.
You just went broadside in the middle of everybody.
yeah, it completely rear locked, panic, and yeah, it was ugly.
All right. Well, he managed to recover nicely.
And I managed to win backward again.
Well, yeah. What happened to you? Well, I won't ask. But otherwise, good race, guys. That's a demanding little track. Holy moly!
Practice on alternates and not on primaries, so it fucked me up during the race.
Isn't that supposed to? Oh yeah. Got to get the primary sort out.
Did not.
Yeah, they were pretty slippery for me.
Yeah, I had no car, so I was overdriving it, and I went off a bunch of times.
Okay.
Thank
And
you,
only
Matthew.
wins
They're always
2 laps
fun.
up.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. It was fun.
Yeah, good race, guys. Thank you. Enjoyed that.
So if you get passed before the start finish line, that's not illegal, huh?
What we're talking about at the start?
Didn't seem to be.
No,
Nah,
it's not.
not with your push to pass and yeah, I forgot about push.
I didn't push to pass. It's just everybody
push to pass
slowed
either.
down at when it said green, green, green. Hell, they slowed down. I went.
Yeah, because somebody else was going slower than us in front of us.
Yeah, by the way, Dino, did you know there was a push to pass?
I believe Dino left already.
Yeah.
Daniel Kirby won the last time the
Well,
series
I'm
was
sure
at
he read
Portland
the
Full
race
Course
brief,
this
so he would have
season.
seen it.
On-to practice,
Well, we
164
did a lot
minutes to
better
dial in
on
the setup.
Tuesday night.
A dry track as we get underway, ambient temperature 25 degrees.
I was using it quite a bit in the second stint, and I think Matthew caught on to me doing it, and he was doing it too.
Yeah,
I
somebody
would,
was blocking on the start because, I couldn't pass either.
Yeah, I only used it once, I think, to pass Dino.
I used all mine up. I didn't have anything left, and
Wow,
I couldn't get around James.
he was probably using it defensively on you.
At the end there, Daryl, you were quite on the ragged edge, and it caught you.
Yeah, I was using mine up on the back straight there. Those last 10 laps or so, I hadn't used it until then. Defending
right.
against Daryl.
When I came out of that last pit stop in front of you guys, that's when I laid it on the push to pass to try to make sure I stayed ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna redeem myself from Tuesday because I didn't even make it 10 minutes on the 45-minute race Tuesday, and I blew.
Oh, man.
So.
I thought I was saving some, but when I got close to James and I was going to go around, I hit the button and nothing. It was
Because it was gone.
Head.
Oh, damn. And why didn't you race with us Tuesday, Daryl? You were practicing with us. That was a shit show for some of us. I drove like crap.
You guys were like 2 or 3 seconds faster than me, and all those fast guys were there, and I just thought, I'm just going to be blocking the whole time.
But you're racing against me, man. We would have had a race until I blew it.
Yeah, but those guys were following me around that tight section, and I knew that they were going to be, there was no way around.
It is tough to pass there.
Never race for others, race for you, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, they just go out there and race.
I don't know. I can't get
Always
that
going to be
on that
somebody to race
85. I can't get any front grip, and I just couldn't get it.
If you continue at it, it's like me, Formula Cars. I'm 0 in Formula Cars, so I'll just keep at it.
Well, this one handles pretty good. The other one, I just my front grip, I have none. I done everything.
Yeah, and the 85 it's a squirrely. It's a little bit different beast than this one, isn't it?
Pretty good, guys. Have a nice evening.
Yeah,
Thanks for racing, everybody.
Yeah, Jos.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
STCs next week. Road America.
Man. I had to redeem myself, James. I had 2 terrible races in STC and IndyCar, so that points lead I had kind of vanished. It disappeared. So we ought to have we're going to have a battle.
Yeah, I totally miscalculated. I did not have to do that last stop. I was calculating in my head, and I was looking at how much fuel I had and how many laps were to go, and it's like, well, and then it's like, yeah, I've got time. I think I can do it without an issue. And I pulled out of the pit with what, like just under a second in front of you to maintain, and then that's why I was using up all my push to pass to stay in front of you down that back straight. Because you were so much faster during qualifying and practice.
Well, I found some speed I didn't have before, but yeah. Well, then I didn't do myself any favors on the start. So
Yeah, man, I was very lucky on the start. I came out behind Daniel. I said, "Wow, that worked out surprisingly well." Not that I was going to be able to do anything with it, but
well, that was a good fun race. It makes for some intense competition. It was a lot of fun, Matt, and everybody else. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for coming out. Like I know everyone had a good time out there, and like everyone just race. You know, it's that I get it. You think you're slow, but the weirdest things happen in races.
Yeah, just like I was waiting for Norm to run out of gas, like he said.
Yeah, you'd bring that up, wouldn't you?
Well, I would have liked to have it happen, but
you never know. It can happen, right?
Yeah, I've got to figure out why it keeps resetting my point of view. During the race, it's like the server would sync and all of a sudden I couldn't see over the dash.
Oh, do you got to go into graphics and change that POV from 10 to default? Or what do you do to correct to get your view back?
I just hit F12 to reset track IR.
Oh, okay.
But to hit F12, I got to reach beside me and get the longer finger reacher pusher button thingy.
Yeah, depending on where your keyboard's at, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And of course, I can only do it on that back stretch, which is long enough, but it's curved, so you really have to be careful.
Oh yeah, you can easily go off thinking you're going straight. Yeah, yeah, because it bends a little.
Let's check reading logs.
But that was a blast.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I made it a chore on myself to catch up and make up for my mistakes at the beginning.
What's going on here?
And again, I was pleasantly surprised that Matt and I didn't get together sometime during the race.
That doesn't bother me a bit.
Yeah,
I don't get together with somebody.
Matt had some pace tonight.
I went and I played with the what is going on here? Oh, didn't want to do that. They'll kick me for that. Let's go. I added some front and rear wing from what I was using to start with, and picked up a second and a half, no time flat, and I was still rocketing down the back straight. So.
Oh, you added a little, but 1 or 2 clicks.
Yeah.
Or what?
I ended up at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 from what I started at. So a big change. So yeah, I had a major change and did that. And it was like, wow, just gave me the confidence going around the high speed turns and grip coming out of the corners, and it worked really well for the for the primaries too. What am I doing here? I don't want to do that. That's what I want. I want that. Start the server. What happens? Okay. Well, that was weird. Yeah, so yeah, I added a bit. I can post it for you if you like and just show you what I was using.
Yeah,
Because,
I'll compare it to how much wing I had. At Mid Ohio, I put all the wing in, and then I think I took some out for the last race or this race. So
yeah,
maybe I needed.
did not.
Maybe I still
I
had too
added
much.
from what I had at Wing Ohio.
Yeah, I ran full front wing and like 40 on the rear wing, which helped
Oh,
the car
wow.
rotate. I was in the twisty bits. I was really fast. Because I could just keep the front end, just plan it.
And
Unfortunately, it still wasn't.
That.
It wasn't fast enough in the fast parts to, challenge anything. But it worked out okay for me.
Well, hey, that's the important bit. It works out okay for you. I'm going to close that.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if I'm going to watch the stream, and when you got past Dino, and I got stuck behind him for just a bit, and boy, I made a hell of a great pass to get by him because he was on primaries and we were on alternates, and I didn't want to be spending more than half a lap behind him.
Yeah, you were closing me down by about what, a second a lap?
Well, when I came out of the pits on the last stop, I was flying, and then I kind of, when I think I heard James make another pit stop, I kind of chilled out from then. And even though Norm was on primaries, I think I was like, if I try too hard to chase him down, I'll throw it away. My goal was to beat James to get back some of my points because I gave away a shit ton in the last two races. In IndyCar one and then STC the other. That Mossport was very discouraging in the STC race.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I had the speed in practice, but man, the race just went to hell. And then I DNF'd that second race, and that really killed that points gap that we had. But it makes for an interesting championship.
Well, this is it, right?
Indeed, yeah. We're having fun.
And let's see, that's what I want. That'll go there. And there. There you go, Carl.
Oh, did you do the championship already?
Yeah, so you can take a look at that.
Yeah. Well, it's not what it was, but it's better than it had been because I gave up a big chunk of that last. James gained 11 points on me at Mid Ohio.
Yeah, ebb and flow, right? Ebb and flow.
Yeah, sector 2 was my fastest sector. Slowest in sector 1, and only Frank was slower than me in sector 3. But I was 5th fastest overall in sector 2.
Oh, there you go.
And I was riding a struggle bus all race.
Was that Frank?
I said I was riding a struggle bus all race.
Yeah, I was saying, was that Frank? Yeah, well, after my second screw up and I barely got on track back in front of you, I was like, oh, damn, we're both having a hell of a race, ain't we?
Yeah, a lot of 101s for fast laps. And the top 3 you're lapping a second faster than everybody. Pretty impressive. Norman gets the hard charge today.
Yeah.
James comes second,
+5.
and I come third. Very nice. Consistency. Daniel and JT. There's a surprise for consistency. And I picked up third, which is good. Daryl, Mika, James, Carl, you're in there. Norm, Frank, and then Gio. Poor old Dino struggled.
No, he managed.
I'm glad he came out to race.
Yeah, he joined us Tuesday. I'd say he had practiced the week before or the race before for 85s, but didn't come out and race. And then Tuesday he said, "No, I don't think I asked if he's going to race, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I'll be competitive." And I'm like, "Dude, your times are good. Just drive without making
Just come out.
mistakes." Yeah, and so yeah, and he said he'd raced with the CMS a long time ago, I think. So I was like, "Well, welcome back."
I find it fascinating that most of the AMs are starting on primaries and then going to alternates.
Yeah, at Mid-Ohio is the first time I tried to do what you fast guys do, and it did not work. So I said, screw it. Every race before this, I'd done the primaries first and then the alternates the rest of the way. And I thought, I'm just going back to what had worked for me in the past.
Well, the reason I run alternates and primaries last is because usually the final stint is the shortest one.
Well, and that's what I put the least amount, a few laps short of fuel on the primaries so that I can pit quicker.
Yeah, you pitted
on the
17,
primaries
everyone else
list.
pitted at 20. JT went to 23.
Yeah,
Wow.
I saw it. I was like, good Lord, he yeah.
Yeah, 17. And I did 18. 18? 17. I did 17 laps on the 41 to 54, 13. I only did 13 because I did 41 laps on that second stint, or 21 laps. And boy, I managed to muck up the tires. I had to flat spot them. The car was just shaking like crazy. I said, okay, I'm coming in. I could have done another lap, but I said, I'm coming in.
I just got in a habit on starting on the primaries, and just to get them out of the way. I'm starting in the back anyway. I let the tires warm up. I'm not pushing it. I've got all that traffic in front of me, and then when the tires come alive, I move up a couple of spots, and then I get accustomed to the car in race trim. Throw on the alternates at the pit stop, and then I can really start to push.
Works. Hey,
Yeah, I found that
works for me.
That works better for me too. Is to, just start on the slower tire and then build our way up.
Tell you what, practice between qualifying and race start scared me because I couldn't get the primaries to grip at all. Left the pit, spun right off the bat, coming out of the chicane, then spun again, setting up for the for the back straight. It's like, wow, this is scary. This is gonna. But when we got to race, everything settled down.
That's interesting. Put the replay in there. Okay, good. Let's get rid of all of those. Man, that was an intense race. And yeah, the server is now up for the STC.
Where are we at? Is it
Road America? There are no cats in America.
That's not generally one of my strong tracks. We'll have to do something about that.
Carousel is an entertaining corner. Entertaining, of course, is a very odd word to use. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to it right now. And just get out there and make sure everything's working properly. Frank, how you doing? Il ne veut rien savoir. Let's see here, community. I have to think long and hard about a setup here. I've been driving the Ferrari. Because we've got 2 races. The MSC comes right before the WSC. There we are. Let's see what we're doing. So I expect the VMSC to be very, very busy race in 2 weeks.
Yeah, are you going to race this Saturday, though? Is what I was asking.
Yes, I'm going to race this Saturday.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, see if I can make something happen. You know what I do? I'm going to try to do this. That. Don't want to do that yet. I want to.
Oh, 60 laps. That ought to be entertaining. Yes.
60 laps or an hour and a half.
But I'm talking about Saturday. That's.
Yeah.
All right, I'm bailing, guys. We'll see y'all. Had fun.
What did you say that needed to be changed for field of view, or what's it listed under?
In the when you go to graphics and POV, you know what I'm talking about? It's down at the bottom on the
Yeah,
left.
looking.
Vertical. Well, there's vertical FOV. There's stabilized horizon. There's steering wheel faults. HUD
Yeah,
enabled.
vertical field of view I have default.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's 2 different sets of settings. There's one when you're outside the game and one when you're inside the game. When you're inside the game, sometimes I get in the game and a previous model have done or something that my POV will be at 10. So I'm sitting so far. I can't do or see hardly anything. So I got to go in and set it to default. So I don't know what causes that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it may be a particular car class that you have where you've adjusted your seat, which has changed your field of view. And then when you go into the different mod, it's still hanging out at what you had in there because it's reading your player file.
Well, what I've read, because I've researched why does it do this, is that some mods will push a different POV, and then it's like, so I don't. Yeah. Anyway, I figured I had to fix it when it happens, but it's just annoying when it does because it doesn't do it all the time. But yeah, I'm bailing. See you guys later.
Have a good night.
Laters. Thanks again, Matthew. Have a good one.
Welcome, sir. Have a good night.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Matthew.
Oh, hey, Vasilis, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I just noticed that the stream was still on, and I was like, wow, they're still racing. And then I saw it was just stuck on the menu screen. I was like,
Yeah, there we are. Ross is probably busy.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a good race. Very interesting start. I'll give it that.
Oh, boy.
JT made a rare error
Oh.
on the start. Went sideways, had the rear lockup, went sideways in front of a whole pile of people, and yeah, I benefited from Kirby, and I managed to sneak through, and I was in second for about 3 laps. And it's about as long as it was going to last, the best of times. JT caught me up. Or was it Mika first? Maybe it was Mika. No, it was JT. JT managed to catch me up, and then Mika. So they weren't damaged. And then yeah, I had a good setup, and it worked well. And managed to just hang on to 4th in class and 4th overall, which was very surprising. So
Nice.
I'll take that any day. But yeah, it was a good race. What happened to Ross? Oh, pardon me.
What happened to Ross?
Look at the replay and see what happened there, and I'm sure there'll be a bunch of crying. But, are you going to be racing this weekend at the at Watkins for the Historics?
I don't know. I don't think so, actually. It's I might be busy that day, so it's just I'm keeping it free. But in general, I don't know. We with the Historics, we don't gel well enough.
Yeah, and it's yeah, I know the feeling, but it's a cool track, but it's got a really wicked chicane at the top of the S's. You know, so it makes you thread the. If you get it right, you go through quickly, and if you get it badly, you're going to be into the wall.
Yeah.
So that's going to make things entertaining, and it's what, a 60-lap race, I guess it is. So I'm not going to challenge Ben for the for racing things. So I just want to get in there and race for the racing, have a better race than I've had in some of the others, which have gone really badly. So
yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, like Ben's putting in 152s. The fastest ever under him is 155. I'm at 157. So it's like, okay, okay. See you later. I mean, even JT's only doing 156s with the Lancia, and Ben's running a Lotus Esprit, so he's just honking around that track.
Yeah, the thing with the Historics is that for me it's two things. It's one of them is the whole engine thing that you're not able to see how much engine you can use and all of that, and that you need to be a little bit like with my HUD. I need to have it so that I need to shift at certain points. It's very tricky, and I don't like that. And secondly, is that I never managed to understand how can I say it? Not necessarily set up the car, just get a general idea of how to drive the car. Like John Oyen made me a setup, and it was good at Riverside. It was okay at Riverside, but still, I was like, just couldn't wrap my head around how to drive it, really.
Yeah, it's taking me a while to get my head around because I'm running the Lotus as well, and it's taking me a while to sort of okay, and it's this car in particular it is suited to swing in the back end out, right, which is kind of interesting. It's a different style of running. And it's taken me a while to get used to it. Okay, yeah, I did that right. So it'll just take a while. Well, that's okay. It's now mid-season. I'm starting to feel a bit better about it, and coming to the end of the season of the pardon me, of the IndyCars, I'm just starting to feel like, okay, I think I'm starting to understand how to drive these pigs.
The IndyCars are very much fun. I have driven them in the past a little bit, at at European time, so not here, unfortunately. But I've driven them actually at a similar schedule, like you're running in NARS.
Yeah.
And I like them. I like them a lot. I'm surprised that I don't see a certain driver here because I know he's American. He's in another league. He's at SRGP. I haven't seen him here, and I'm surprised that he hasn't because I know he's wicked fast in these cars. Like, he has his own setups and all of that, and he's wicked fast. And I think he's American, or at least say from the Americas. And I haven't seen him here, and I'm surprised. Maybe he just couldn't make it during the weekdays, I guess. I don't know.
It could be. That's very possible. Okay. That's fair enough. I'm not going to get excited. And everyone has different schedules.
Yeah.
But I ran with the a French league a couple years ago with IndyCar. Oh my God, I couldn't make anything work. I don't know why. But now having played a while, these guys all raced them all the time, and I just felt like I was never in the race, even never in my own race, let alone in their race. So, but the big draw was that trying to think of who I can't think of his name. The Frenchman had to crash in F1, went to IndyCar.
Grosjean.
Grosjean raced in several races. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, he did actually. I didn't know. Wow. So you have raced against those F1 royalty too. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I mean that's always neat. Just to see him go out and run stuff. And he wasn't the fastest in at all in lapping, which I thought was rather interesting. Some of these guys really. I thought if you're going faster than IndyCar driver, this is the wrong league for me. I toughed it out as much as I could.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's interesting when you have like people that you think to yourself, you're like, okay, this guy should, like, in general, this doesn't go for real life drivers doing sim racing, but you have some drivers in sim racing where you're like, this guy will be fast in this car. Like, you just know it, and then end up coming race day, or in fact the whole season, and they're like nowhere, and you're like, oh, it's a bit interesting.
Yeah. No, it's kind of funny. Well, everyone does the racing, for what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
And I don't get excited. It's nice to see people here, but if they don't make it, they don't make it. I don't get excited. And yeah. Teams, how we doing? Eek. Eek. Just look at slithering down the standings. Just looking at the VMSC. I've stopped looking at the Troy stuff. It's just too depressing.
Yeah, it's too depressing. It's
as
it's not good, is it?
So and now having said it, of course I'm going to look and see what miserable placement I have. But this happens like this every year. Is that I watch it. I sort of go up in the fall and then slither down the summer, and then I go up in the fall and I slither down the summer. So this year, my fall and the summer is not quite as devastatingly bad as it was last year, which was just awful. Yeah, I managed to crawl back. Well, no, actually, I crawled up in the summer, and then I've just been a slithering decline, so it's very depressing. But hey.
Yeah, last year wasn't good for me as well. the limited running that I have done at CMS. I mean, the thing is, you run, obviously, I take it that Troy takes all of the championships that, we do here in rFactor 2, right?
Right.
Or most of them.
Am I running in most? Yeah. I
Well,
try to. The historics I'm having difficulty with, but the NARS ones I run and the VWC I run.
Yeah, but I'm saying if Troy takes the statistics, from
He
all
does.
of them.
He takes them from all. So he scrapes it every couple of weeks, and sets up the standings. So it's about 2 or 3 weeks behind.
Yeah. So the thing is that, technically speaking, you can get a bit of a better rating than me because you can do all of those races, right? Whereas I can only do pretty much, what is it? A month I have like maybe 4 chances or 2, 3 chances maybe, right?
Yeah, but having said that,
Becomes the bot.
Yes, it's opportunity, but it's a two-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
And so, I've had some miserable freaking races. I don't even, and I just think about Imola, not Imola, but Interlagos, and I think, oh, for God's sakes, that was.
I'm still sad about that one. You should have won that one.
And the thing is, the reason, so I was pushing really hard, to get distance on you because I wanted to get 25 seconds on you because I'd been punted by Steven.
Yeah.
And I was pretty sure I was clear of him. But I thought, I wasn't absolutely certain. And so I'm thinking, well, if I'm at fault and I get a DT, that's going to take the win away. And that's going to be really, really annoying. So that's why I was pushing so hard. And that just caused me make a mistake.
I see, yeah.
And he was he was just Steven. And I just was trying to get through, and the thing what really made me angry is I wasn't happy with the way he dealt with me coming out of the last corner and going over the crest, where you've got that little kink before you go to the start finish straight.
Yeah.
And then so I was behind T1, and I said, right, what I'll do is I'll work the corners really well, come out on the straight, and I should be able to get him because I know I've got better top end speed. And I just washed out and went over the curbing as you saw on and that was it. And so I was just so annoyed with myself for dicking that up and throwing the whole thing away. But hey, I have my own.
Good thing is,
blame on it.
I suppose the good thing is you finished second, but still, which means that you didn't tumble down the order, say, right? And that's one thing that I suppose Whereas you could have finished third, and then it could be like, oh no, like that would be 2 position loss instead of a hypothetical 1 even, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I have been in those situations myself where it's just like I keep pushing. Well, I mean, you had the reason to push, right? Because you had 25 seconds. I have lost races because I kept on pushing, even though there was no need for me to push.
Yeah,
but
well, that's
sometimes
kind of what I had tonight. Is that I had I realized that I was never going to catch the 3 guys in front.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question was, how far was the person behind me, and were they gaining or losing to me? And they were losing to me. So I said, okay. So then it was just a matter of, well, what do I want to do? And I said, I want to stay ahead of Norm. So, to keep the 4th place, and I did so.
Nice.
But yeah, it's looking around saying, what do I need to do? What do I have to do, as opposed to what do I want to do? So, yeah. Pardon me.
Yeah, it was. It is like that sometimes, Gordon. You need to think about that. But the thing is that I find that at least for me, when I am in those high-end positions, first, second, and even third, and all of that, well, depending on the field, how big is the field and all of that. Even when you're in those high-end positions, you're like, okay, yeah, wow, I'm in this high-end position. Yeah, this is good. And I need to keep, and then after that, every 5 seconds, I need to keep reminding myself, it's like, focus. Please focus. Let's win this, or let's finish second. Let's just finish the race. Know that first, and then in
I had a
celebrations after.
couple of those moments. I said, "Yeah, okay, back to doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Don't be daydreaming."
Exactly.
Oh well. Yeah. So you're gonna be at the VMSC next Thursday? Not 2 Thursdays from now, because next week is the STC, and I don't think you race those. But you'll be at Road America in 2 weeks.
You mean Saturdays, right? Yeah.
Well, there's Thursday and Saturday, so you're just going to be at the Saturday?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Saturday.
All right. Well, I will look forward to there. I've had my practice on the VMSC to see if I can get the Ferrari to do what I want it to. Hopefully, yes.
This time around, I hope I don't bang the wall and get some damage. Because that's what happened during the Interlagos race. I banged the wall and lost a lot of top end, I realized. I was like, oh, great, this is not going to be good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I managed to throw away a good race with you at Watkins Glen. And that was entirely my fault, and just didn't adjust the car. And I'm still learning to drive it. But I said, hey, good on you for the victory, and then let's throw away a victory the next race. So Road America, not my favorite track, but let's get on track.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna say good night.
See ya. Good night.
I will talk to you later, man. Have a good one.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.